Good morning, everyone. Am I audible? Okay, so let's begin with the class today. I'm going to talk about a new chapter that is discounted cash flow valuation. Okay, what do you mean by discounted cash flow valuation, everyone? The point is, good morning, everyone. Am I audible? Okay, when we talk about this topic of discounted cash flow valuation, we have cash flows. For the example, in the 1, 2, 3, 4, in the 4 years, I'm going to get 10,000, 20, 80, and 34. 4 different cash flows. But do you think the value of the money remains the same over the period of time? It doesn't. The reason is, if we start putting money today, we do the compounding. Interest on interest, after 5 years, it increases. But when you are here, you want to come back. That is not compounding. While going forward, you multiply it. While coming back, you divide. So this is discounting. So today we are going to talk about coming back. That is, we are doing the discounting. In cash flow position, since the value doesn't remain the same over the period of time, it is required that we respect the part that the discounted cash flow will vary from the present value. The present value of the things and this part will never be the same. ठीक है ना? Since the value will never be the same, then what will we do? What will we do? We will try to find the discounting valuation. What will we do is basically dividing with the rate of the discounted capital. It can be used in terms of YTM, it can be the discounting factor, any of those things that we can call it. First point, when making valuations, market-based approaches should not be used. When the size of the company is sufficient, when the size of company's assets are lower than its liabilities, in the event that there are significant and unprecedented shifts, or when it is challenging to provide an accurate estimation of the realizable value of a going concern. Just a moment, I believe I have to. Visible, everyone? Market-based valuations should not be used when the market is too fluctuating na, then it's not worth it because the answer that you will get would be too temporary in nature. And that will rather give us a wrong cue for the working of the organization. And that can lead to a very grave situation because they are looking at the positivities that can come up. Well, there's no positivity coming out of it. Next point. In this case, the correct answer would be C. No. In the event there are significant and unprecedented shifts in the market price. If the market price is not reliable due to dynamic changes, it is not worth it and not even correct to use it that way. Acha, next point. It says the discounted cash flow method of valuation is based on discount for future that is anticipated and is likely to be earned. the company's valuation, anticipated cash flow along with discount rates, or company's potential for earnings. The discounted cash flow method of valuation is based on. It is based upon anticipated cash flows, isn't it? I would say that I anticipate that this much amount I'll earn in future, and then you use a PV factor. And once you get the PV factor, then you do the remaining portion. So in this case, one thing is sorted. We anticipate the cash flows along with the discount rates. So this is anticipated cash flow along with discount rates. Okay? So discounted cash rates would be used in order to find out. Chaliye. Now let's move on. Under the discounted cash flow valuation, which of the following is typically employed as discounting factor? It is the cost of debt, it is the cost of equity, overall cost of capital, or annuity factor. In terms of this, they use weighted average cost of capital to find out overall cost of capital. How do they find it? First of all, they take weight of equity into cost of equity. If there's preference as well, weight of preference is into cost of preference plus weight of debt multiplied by cost of debt. Done? This is the weighted average cost of capital which is calculated. Normally we do this in module B. In module C we talk about their details. What do we exactly include? What do we exactly say? All those things. So in this case my answer would be overall cost of capital. We're including both the cost of debt, that is called KD, and cost of equity, KE. The present value indicates value in use, value of cash flows, value computed using internal rate of return, or value, present value which a buyer is willing to part with. Present value is the value of the future cash flows today. Okay? This is the value that is something that we will receive in future, and this is the value which I can say would be valued in such a way that it is expected to come in future, and we would like to know its present value. Whatever we'll receive after 2 years, 5 years, 8 years, what's the value of it today? Done? So in this case, the answer is the value of cash flows expected in future. Done? Chaliye. Now comes the next question. When might a DCF valuation be most appropriate? When will it be most appropriate, everyone? When the stable income is there, mature company with predictable cash flows, when valuing a startup with uncertain future cash flows, when valuing a company solely based on its book value, when valuing a company based on its market share. When the DCF is most appropriate, everyone. I would say when the organization is trying to find out its predictable cash flows, that this is what we expect to receive in the future time. है ना? Because book value, cash flow is market share, these are different things altogether. And if it is uncertain, why would I do the homework of it checking its feasibility? If it is certain, then it's a different scenario. But if it is already uncertain, why would I do so much of hard work? Then, so in this case, it has to be the certainty in the cash flows, which are certain. You already know about their certainty. And along with that, it is stable. Only then the valuation study is something that is good, na? Otherwise, if it is not good, then why would we do it? In DCF, what is terminal value? Acha everyone, maybe I started earning up to, I made a payment in some debentures or something. After a certain period of time, I will receive back the money, na? Then the value of the company at the end of the projection period, the value of the company at the beginning of projection period, the value of the company's assets or value of company's liabilities. Assets and liabilities of an organization are marked as per the balance sheet. So this is a different scenario altogether. This is a different scenario altogether. The value of the company at the end of a projection period. Terminal value means the money that you will receive by the end of this project. When the project ends, this is what you will get. Done? So what would be the answer? Terminal means end of something. When I've given a lot of money to an organization, after a certain period of time, I will receive the money back. है ना? So in this case, what would be the answer? The answer would be the value of the company at the end of that projection period. Projection because we are trying to find everything for tomorrow. We will estimate the format there. Next point. Which of the following does not influence the calculation of discounted risk-free rate, expected inflation, historical cash flows, or equity risk premium? What is it, that particular thing which will not affect? Acha everyone, discounted cash flows is for what? The one that we'll receive in future? RF is important. If you go through the specific things now, you will understand in terms of capital asset pricing model, CAPM and all, you will find that this is important. Next is expected inflation rate. That will not be the point 2 because that is also required. This will be expected. So this is future already. है ना? Next is historical cash flows. Why would we need something which is already past? We will need future cash flows for estimation to make decisions. But what will we do with past? The projects which have ended has nothing to do with future. You're living in past laurels then. Done? So in this case, only one wrong answer is there, that is historical cash flows. The answer is historical cash flows. Acha, next question. What is the discounted rate of valuation? It is the interest rate which the company borrows. It is the interest rate at which the adjust the PV. It is the amount of dividend. Dividend has nothing to do with DCF. It's the money that we give to the shareholders. So in this case, even the rate of inflation is not the point. In this case, the correct point is the interest rate at which the company borrows money. Rate, this is cost of debt. No, it would be B. The rate at which the future cash flows are adjusted to the present value. This has a broader point of view. So this would be the answer. So that's it for the day, everyone. I hope the discounted cash flow valuation was an important point for you. Now, before I end my session, do you know we have already started with our CAIIB courses yet? Currently, my ABFM class is also going on. If you haven't checked it out on our website, then kindly do the same. What you need to do is you need to go on to